Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to the debut episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! The Chronicles. Here we are.
Yeah.
We made it. Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! The Chronicles. We are here. The first episode of the Chronicles has officially aired, and what an episode it was. I can't wait to get into it with these lovely gentlemen and with you lovely people, of course, watching at home. We are so grateful for all of you, and we are so grateful that you have decided to make us a part of your Wednesday nights. We have done some great work over the years, man. Into the Vrains, Sevens Up, Crazy Eights. We're starting a new one, The Chronicles, under the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Umbrella. Now, you might say, what kind of name is that? That's kind of a lame, boring name. Well, I think it's a fitting name, given what we've gotten, to be honest with you. I've got three men to my left, three beautiful, wonderful men to my left. Calibro, Dredger, Pete. Nick T not able to make it. He sends his regards. Calibro, how you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. I can't wait to get to it. Dredger, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, thanks for asking.
Pete, how you doing, man?
I'm here, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, so for those wondering, this is going to be a podcast that we do on a monthly basis. We are expecting to get these episodes once a month, and therefore we are going to be doing these every month. This is part of our new Wednesday night programming, obviously for the last 5, 6, 7 years, I think since like early 2019. Every Wednesday night we've just talked about the anime, whether it was Vrains, whether it was Sevens, whether it was Go Rush, and that, of course, had to change because Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is no longer weekly. Really, it's not no longer anything, but we have the Chronicles that are once a month, so you're going to get this probably in like the middle end of every month. We'll see if the episodes air on different days, and then we will, of course, be doing an After Dark and the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show, which debuts next week. You don't want to miss that. Yeah, you don't want to miss that show. That's going to be a good one. And so, first episode is out. And, I mean, where does any of you guys want to start?
I was thinking about it, but I think you should start.
Okay, I'll start. First episode and all. First episode.
Just a brief intro.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I made the video on Monday. Obviously, this episode dropped on Sunday. I'll start with the pros very quickly. The animation was very, very nice. I thought it was some of the best animation we've probably ever gotten in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime or Yu-Gi-Oh! Animated piece. I thought the animation was really, really good. I thought the fact that it had subtitles is a step in the right direction. Now, people have questioned the validity of the subtitles because it seems like the subtitles may have just been put through Google Translate, which is not necessarily going to garner good quality subtitles, but at least their subtitles, at least it's not region locked like we've seen with so many Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime stuff this year in 2025. So at least they're trying, I guess, to do the bare minimum and at least make it accessible to people outside of Japan. That to me is kind of where the pros end. I don't want to be too negative and too ranty, but man, the more time I have spent thinking about this production, thinking about this episode, the more and more like irritated I get. Because we got 3.5 minutes of an episode, and it was an episode that did not introduce the characters at all. Now, these three to my left are going to give a great, viewpoint. Whether they liked it or didn't like it, I don't know. But they're going to give a good viewpoint because they don't know about Sky Striker. I knew about the lore. I knew about Ray. I knew about Rose. These are people that maybe, Dredger, you had a little bit of familiarity, but you didn't know the deep content of the lore. I read a little bit of the Sky Striker manga. But I thought, like, from a narrative perspective, this is supposed to be a lore animated series, and it did not feel like they did a good job of explaining the lore here at all. The story starts in a very weird place. One of the animators who worked on this piece literally tweeted and said, make sure you watch the Master Duel cutscenes and play Master Duel in order to understand what's fully happening. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, this is the first official episode, and we have to watch or play Master Duel's story mode in order to fully grasp it. And then if you watch the Master Duel story mode, the ending, and by the way, they've seen both, the Master Duel and the episode 1. The ending of that when Ray saves Rose is different than the ending of this episode. So the two episodes contradict each other. So it's not even like, one is a prelude to the other and it naturally flows into this episode. I mean, that's not the case at all. It has been a really, really tough year for anime fans here in 2025. My expectations for the Chronicles were not extremely high, but they were definitely, I expected better than what we got. I thought it was a rough first episode. I honestly think the Sky Striker stuff is cooked. I have to hope that like the branded stuff will maybe come through in June. That's like a new starting point. Hopefully they start and like introduce their characters. We know the branded stuff is going to go on for a bit. So like introduce your characters, make it feel like you're actually going to do a decent job of like explaining the lore, please, especially for people that are like not into Yu-Gi-Oh, but to only have this last for 3.5 minutes is bad enough. To have it have like no narrative purpose to me is somehow even worse. Pokemon Generations, I rewatched a few of those episodes literally yesterday just to kind of remind myself of how a company should handle a 5-minute production short episode. Pokemon Generations is so much better. It tells a story. It feels full. It feels complete in an episode. So like the length is bad, but you can tell a story in 4 or 5 minutes. You can. Sure. It was J.R. Glenn who wrote this in one of my streams yesterday. The trailer we got in February 2024 was longer than the first episode. The intro to this podcast was probably longer than the first episode. We've waited 5 months since the announcement at Jump Festa, 15 months since the first trailer in February 2024 for 3.5 minutes. I can't even begin to express just how frustrated I am in general. I don't think episode 2 for Sky Striker is going to get much better next month. I hope that branded will start at an appropriate point in that lore, and hopefully the episodes get longer as the show goes on, but there's no indication that they will. You can probably tell I'm definitely disappointed by what we've gotten from the first episode. Cal, I would love to know your thoughts as someone who doesn't play the game, doesn't know about Sky Striker.
Sure.
I mean, were you lost?
Yeah. So, I'll definitely say I was lost. I mean, the animation, like you said, I thought was good. I liked what I saw in terms of quality. The animation, everything looked very clean. Kind of the only thing that I was enjoying was just the animation. Granted, the first one was only animation and music. There was no voices at all. And then the second piece, I guess, was short, couple lines here and there, but not too much. I had no idea what was going on.
That's my biggest problem with it. Yeah.
You jump into this scene and it's like, okay, you're watching this, what you just assume is going to be a fight, and then there's the other girl who is trapped in the cave and goes and saves her and walks out. But there's no I don't know who they are.
You don't know why the fight's happening.
I don't know why there's a fight going on.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know what any of that is. And then I go to watch the Master Duel one because, like you had said, this is part of it. Go back here. It'll help you understand. No, it was just like a different story with the same result.
Right.
It was just you go in there, you fight a random monster in a random place I don't know anything about, and then you carry somebody out again.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, we as Yu-Gi-Oh fans have wanted for a very long time a lore anime. I've said that. I haven't, even though I'm disappointed by this, I'm not changing my tune on that. I think there's a big audience there if you can properly tell the story of the lore. And I think there's ways to do it. This was, in my opinion, not the way to do it. So I'm not surprised to hear that, but I haven't talked to any of you guys about it. So I've talked to you a little bit, generally, but Dredge, I mean, I'll throw it to you. I mean, you at least have played Master Duel. Yes. Were you any less lost than Calibro?
Maybe a little bit, but not enough for it to really make a difference. I think Colin just said it best in chat. It's kind of like if episode 1 of Duel Monsters was part 3 of the Battle City final.
Yeah.
That's what we just wanted.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden you just see the Blue Eyes Ultimate going against who is it, Slife or whatever, and you're just like, what? Yeah. Wait, how did we? What? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And as Cal said, and you said, animation was good. It was definitely higher quality than any other Yu-Gi-Oh animation that I've seen, other than maybe one of the movies. You could argue one of the movies was Dark Side. DSOD is very good animation, so maybe not that. But other than that, great animation. It's a positive that Konami Animation made this, but again, our expectations were so low, and we were still, so disappointed. I remember you texted me on Monday saying, or I think Cal, I don't know, one of you said, Cal said the Chronicles is only 4 minutes, and I go, what do you mean it's only 5 minutes? What's 4 minutes?
I couldn't do it.
No
I'm like, what? I'm at work. I'm like, what is happening? But yeah, so it's just very frustrating. This last 6 months of Yu-Gi-Oh content has just been so disappointing. And we have to look at it like, we did get 25 years it was amazing with content, all this stuff. But still, I don't think that excuses this, just such a lack of communication about what's actually going on. And then, to have Chronicles come out and not just say, hey, this is going to be, they just tell, why not just say it's going to be a 3-minute short, we're testing our animation, want to see how, just say that, right? And then even they said that, and then they still put this, I was like, well, who are these characters? It's again,
right.
It's just such poorly done by a company that is extremely profitable and wealthy. It's just very frustrating. Someone who just wants to watch Yu-Gi-Oh. That's all I want. If you have a little, even if it was 3.5 minutes, but we got an intro to the characters and there was some kind of small narrative, I think we'd be jumping up and down. Yeah. Right, because then it's, even if it is only 3 minutes, at least there was a story to tell. Because we don't have a context, because a lot of us don't know Sky Striker, because we don't read the manga, it just seemed like this was targeted at people who know, who in depth know the Sky Striker. That's it. No one else.
But even those people, I got to be honest, even those people and the diehard Sky Striker fans, you go on the comments of that video, a lot of people very disappointed in the length. A lot of people questioning why the story started where it did. So that's the whole thing. Who is this for? I thought this was going to be a great way to maybe get some new people into the game.
I think it's gonna. It's almost gonna.
It feels like a direct advertisement for Master Duel. We always joked around for 25 years about how the card game was one giant advertisement, but at least with the card game anime, and the card game anime, at least there was a story. At least there were characters you could fall in love with. At least there were moments. This felt almost a little bit soulless to me, to be honest.
I mean, it's. That's why it's one of those things I watch and I go, all right, well that's all right. I mean,
it was over before you could get into it.
Yeah,
it was over so quick.
Agreed. And then the other thing is you were getting a part 2. What's that going to be? What's going to? I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's going to be a totally different part of the lore than we just saw.
You don't think it will continue in this episode?
I think it's going to be
absolutely not.
That's where I'm 100%. It's going to be some other random part of the lore.
Well, yeah, and I'm is it going to which that's annoying
it
to
is.
me. But also
think about it. If it was
imagine if part 2 is the introduction, because sometimes shows will do that where they'll show you scenes from deeper into the show, and then they'll do the introduction and they'll go back.
I mean, it's
you're probably wondering how I ended up here. Movies sometimes do that, but this is not. I don't like that for this. This is not the place to do it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what episode 2 brings. Obviously, we're going to be with you every month, and hopefully, we're not this negative every month. I mean, but maybe Pete. I don't know your thoughts. I mean, maybe you loved it. I'd love to know your thoughts on the Chronicles episode 1.
I don't think there's anything to love because I just don't think there's nothing there. Soulless is a good way to describe it. I would describe it as forgettable. It doesn't matter. It means nothing. This was kind of a waste of time. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
This was served 2 purposes. It's one for Konami Animation Studios to show, hey, this is the kind of work we do, whether for our future projects to advertise to our fans, if there's any left at this point, or we'll outsource to other studios and we'll support them, and this is the kind of work that our animators can do. The second thing is it's to direct people to Master Duel. It's a promotional material. That's all it is. They do not care about us. This is clear. I even thought the animation itself, personally, was solid. I didn't think it was great. I think there's a lot of, I don't know, I'm not an animation expert, but the background, you're in a desolate field. You're it's just a destroyed apocalypse area, so it's not like you're really animating a background. It's a lot of still imagery that you're cutting through. I thought, especially in the Master Duel clip that you showed us today, I didn't think really any of kind of the fire effects or explosions looked particularly top-notch fantastic that I've seen on other animations. So it was solid.
Yeah.
It's a good starting ground.
I felt it was better
I wouldn't lose my mind.
No,
I felt it was it was definitely better than the average Yu-Gi-Oh episode, I would say.
Absolutely.
That can be said, but as someone who watches anime, it's not in comparison to some of these really good animations.
Yeah,
and anime.
so fair.
Well, okay, you really can't. UFO Table, Demon Slayer's animation is if anyone wants to argue with me, go to my DMs because you're going to be wrong. The animation of Demon Slayer is oh my god, it's to die.
I've seen clips of Attack on Titan, or obviously everything in JJK. You look at that
even JJK's animation is very good.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I didn't even hold it to that bar even remotely. I just wanted to make that general comment of it. But just overall, like we're dropped in. The lines are apparently not even properly or accurately translated. We're dropped into a scene that's not explained. We see basically the same thing except a little bit more context, but you change the ending, as you said, in the Master Duel part of it. I mean, nothing made sense. Like, it was just there. It was clearly to show, hey, look how cool Sky Strikers are. Play Master Duel. That's what it was for. This is not. We knew it was never going to be Yugioh 9, but even as a short series, I've watched short online series before. Back in the day, even live action Walking Dead used to do them in the first 3 seasons. I said that to you.
Yeah.
And you know what to expect. I'm not getting anything crazy here. It's not going to be an insane narrative, but I get a little nice nutshell of a story in 7 minutes. We got 3.5 minutes of scenes. It's not a story. It was literally scenes.
Yep.
And I'm incredibly disappointed, even though the bar I had was extremely low. I said for months, unfortunately, I said that the show was going to be 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah, I hate that I'm even worse right. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just very disappointing, and I'll continue to say I don't care if they see it or not. Konami just doesn't care about us. They just don't. They don't give a shit.
Now, what makes you say that? The GX remaster job, this, or the fact that how about when they were like doing their 25th anniversary video, they left the watermark in the montage of clips.
There was no memorial for
software.
Takahashi at all. They never did that.
Yeah.
Even Go Rush, which had a great final episode, clearly was losing steam, having problems. Third to last episode of that show was a recap, right? Like we've had these issues going on. You had this whole tease thing in Duel Links about, will there be a multiverse? Completely dropped the plot line, and they only did that to go, haha, here's a bone. We never plan on expanding that. They do not care about us. As long as you keep going out there, spending money on the TCG, buying boxes, trying to get those ultimate rares, that's all they give a shit about.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They don't care about animation. They do not care about anime fans of Yugioh.
Yeah. And I can't argue with that because what we've seen the last 5 months has been horrible. It's been terrible. And like to take away that Duel Links storyline, I know some people might say, "Oh, that storyline's not dead." We had the Akira Zaizen event. That was the last chance.
It's been a year and a half.
It's been a year and a half. He was the character that said to Emma, "Oh, I'm gonna look into it a little more, keep researching it." And then he doesn't bring it up during his entire event. What other Vrains character? Like they're clearly shifting the Duel Links storyline. There's no anime anymore. I mean, that's probably the biggest indicative thing. Like, there's no show. They haven't confirmed that there's ever going to be another show again. And then we get this, announced at Jump Festa, and over 4 months of waiting for 3.5 minutes, which is insane. From the first trailer that we saw, which was a 6-minute trailer, February 2024, it was almost 15 months, and we got 3.5 minutes 15 months later. Look at Pokemon Generations. I keep comparing it to Pokemon Generations. Those were 5 minutes. Some were 4-minute shorts. 18 episodes once a week. This is once a month, and it doesn't tell even half the story as those Pokemon Generation shorts did. So, it's really, really crappy, and I don't think, and I haven't even touched on the GX remaster, which is a disaster. It's not a remaster, it's a disaster. Yeah, it's been a brutal 5 months ever since Jump Festa, and I don't see, the question is like, is there even a light at the end of the tunnel? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, is the light might be Jump Festa, maybe, or it could be like Eternal Darkness. I have no idea what they're planning to do because they're not. That's the other thing. They don't communicate at all. Yeah. They don't communicate. So we have no idea if they're working on a show. We have no idea if they're saying, it's over forever. They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
In their mindset, the way I view it is, and I hate being negative. I don't want to be negative on it. I'm just being realistic. Let's just call it what it is. And could there be a show? Do I have hope that there's going to be a new show? Yes, I still do have that hope. But it wanes every month. It really does. Yeah. Where, like, if we get to July and we get to the concert and there's nothing, now I'm very nervous. Because now it's like, it is Jump Festa or it's done. Like, probably for at least years. Yeah. Like, that, in my mind, that is what's going to happen. Yeah. And I have to hold out that hope. But you have to also call them out for what it is. They don't care about us. Do not be... If you really want to show things, which is never going to happen, if you're a real animation fan of Yugioh, don't give them your money. Don't spend on extra things in all these games. The more you buy into things, the more you buy on Duel Links, the more you buy in Master Duel, then keep doing the same stuff. They don't care as long as they're making money.
Alex V, someone that's been in my community for about 10 years, he wrote a comment a couple days ago, kind of pertains to what you're saying, that I thought was so ridiculous, but I agreed with it, where he said, isn't it crazy that we almost need to root for Rush Duel to start doing badly in
awful.
Japan so that they might say, oh, you know what, maybe we should have an anime focused on it again? Like, is that where we're at now? To get a show, we need to actually like root against the card games to do well and root for the company to do poorly. Nobody wants to do that.
No.
But like, that's how disrespected, the Yu-Gi-Oh anime fans feel, and it's just terrible. And it's really they only care about their bottom line. That's been apparent for a very long time.
Do you know what the vibe I get from watching one of these is? Because there's not really much of as I feel at least, like a direction in the story. Like when you go to an amusement park like Disney World and you're waiting in line for a long time and they have those random like 2-minute scenes on the screen that just plays over and over as you're walking. But that was the vibe I got.
Yeah.
Because you don't really, it's kind of just drops you into a middle of a situation and that situation ends, but you don't really get anything out of it.
It feels like if like we were back in the old PS2 era loading screens where it would take like 2 or 3 minutes for the game to load in, this would be like the scenes
that's the
playing.
scene.
Yeah.
Like that's what it feels like. It feels like a placeholder loading screen.
Yeah, like because
It's
that's
the
what
GTA
I'm-
loading screen.
Yes.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like you kind of just threw us into a middle of a random thing. It happens and it's over, but there's no story around it. You don't really even like the characters aren't really introduced. Like the one guy says Ray, like she just barely gets her name out. And it's like I don't know. You don't know who these people are unless you already know who these people are. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. And you know what it also is? It's not just the video game screen. It's like when you had your old DVDs back in the day, and you had like the right before
soon.
you clicked,
The
like
menu
special
thing?
features or things like
Yeah.
that. It had like a rewinding scene that was a minute
Yep.
over and over of all the clips in the
Yes.
movie. That's what this would be.
Yeah.
When you don't press start fast enough and it just goes into
And
something.
you
on
fell
the
asleep
game.
in the middle of the
Yeah.
night and you keep hearing the same thing over and over.
Well, and you talk about, Pete, if you feel like really annoyed and disrespected, like just don't spend your money if you don't have to on their products. And like, here's the thing. Someone asked me like in one of my streams recently, they're like, oh, did you see the second episode of the GX remaster? Like the cropping is even worse in that than it was in the first. And I was like, no, I am never going to spend another single second watching that remaster. Like there's no way. And I did notice the viewer count dropped significantly from episode 1 to episode 2. So I'm sure there were a lot of people that were like, geez, not only is it region locked, which is a joke. I mean, I have a VPN, so I could very easily watch it, but I'm not going to give any support to that. If you want to put out like any sort of like new show, I will support it. I will do my best to promote it, as I have since I started this channel in 2016. One of the nicest comments that I always can ever get is when people say, man, I got back into the show because of you. I love that. I love that. And I'm happy that people were able to get back into all of these shows or one of these shows. That means so much to me. And hopefully it has the same impact on that person watching at home, because these anime from DM to Go Rush, I don't care, what people feel about Arc 5's ending or how people feel about Vrain's recaps or how people feel about Zexel's beginnings or whatever, or DM's filler. All of these shows, DM through Go Rush, had something special to them. They had something beautiful to them. There were characters that you could relate to. There were storylines that you could fall in love with. There were monsters and duels that you could marvel at and want to recreate in Master Duel or Edo Pro or Yugioh Pro or Duel Links or whatever it was. And now all of that is gone. And yeah, it feels very, just hopeless.
You are being advertised in your face.
That's
That's
what it
exactly
is.
what it is. This is them hanging it right above you, going, play our Master Duel game, spend money in Master Duel. That's all this is.
Yeah.
This is like not upgrading to the next tier in Netflix, and now you have to watch ads now. You've been used to one thing your entire life with something, and now they've changed it, and they laugh at you, and they say, hey, you'll open your mouth and you'll swallow whatever we're going to give you because we're Konami and this is what we do. And to me, that's disrespectful.
Oh, yeah.
That means all these fans that have been here of the anime for 25 years, you don't matter. Whether you're in Japan or you're anywhere in the West, anywhere in the world, you do not matter. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
That's how I take that.
No, and that's how it feels. That's how it feels. I mean, even them like creating that anime YouTube channel where they're uploading the Japanese versions of the episodes of all the old shows and deciding to make it region locked, so only people in Japan. So it's like they just don't care. They just don't care, and there's really no other way to put it. And I think that's what it was. I felt almost insulted watching this episode. It felt like it was just, we'll give you whatever we want to give you. Because in what way? Conceptually, a lore show is great. I think it's a wonderful idea. I think it's an awesome idea. I think it's an idea that people have wanted. This did not feel like a lore episode. There was really nothing besides some scenes, as you said, that you could marvel at. There's no real story here unless you can put the pieces together from your own prior knowledge. You never knew anything about Ray and Rose, so you're watching it. You're totally lost. And I'm happy that we're not I know, we're being very, I don't think we've actually ever been this viscerally negative on a Talking Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'd
episode.
like to be.
I don't like to be. Obviously, I don't like to be.
But I'm also not going to lie about how I feel.
No, neither am I. I'm happy that it's not just us. Like there was a Reddit thread earlier today where somebody wrote, "Oh, my friend is trying to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Do you think I should show him this Chronicles episode?"
No.
Every single comment on that thread was, "Why would you show them this?"
No, because
that is the worst. Show them DM, show them 5Ds, show them brains. That is the worst thing that you could show.
You know what's sad, and I just thought about it right here. You played a 30-second intro to this podcast about us, right? 30-second intro. If you have never watched this podcast before and you watch that clip of random scenes from many podcasts, you could understand the personalities of us and what we're about and how different we are. Better than watching this Chronicles episode
and you know our names. And you know our names.
True.
That's insanity. And I don't even say that as a joke. That's ridiculous. Okay, that is a bunch of BS. And I don't care if Konami doesn't care. They should be ashamed of themselves of all the things they've done in the last 6 months to the anime community. It's a joke. It's an effing joke.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Can I
That's the truest
can
thing.
I stop us
it's
here
ridiculous.
for a couple things? All right, I got 2 things. So first, we got
Wow.
a $50 donation from Natalie.
Natalie, thank you so much. Thank you, Natalie.
And Natalie said, it feels like Konami is profiting off the toxic fandom dynamics, not to be political, but it feels like fans are forced to choose between Rush Duels and Master Duel, and we can't like them both. Dylan, that's just my 2 cents on the issues. It feels like a 2-party system.
Yeah, that's interesting, Natalie. First of all, thank you so much for the very generous donation. I don't know. I think Rush Duel is going to be very interesting to see how it performs this year because there is no anime backing it. I'm not nearly as confident that Rush Duel is going to continue to flourish and grow without a show as I am the main game. The main game, I said, after 5Ds, you probably didn't need it anymore. Yeah. But Rush Duel is still, to me, in its infancy. 5 years, and it's going to be cannibalized, by the main game. I'm not as confident that game is going to continue to flourish without an anime promoting it. Now, maybe it's different because it's only, regional. It's only in Japan that they have to worry about it.
And it seems to do excellent over there.
It has been doing well. No, it has done well. Last few years, it's been a top 10
that they had over there. They should have just put that worldwide.
Yeah, they should have.
That was another thing that they region locked for no reason.
Yeah,
you will make more money putting this across the world.
Yeah, they just make baffling decisions.
The show was also region locked.
The show was region locked, by the way.
Right?
If we didn't have fan subbers, there's no way to watch those last 2 shows. But Natalie, thank you for the donation. Thank you for reeling us in a little bit here because we're just going off.
I got another one for you as well.
Wow, geez.
We got a $100 donation from Fui Weep.
Fui Weep, thank you so much. Fui Weep.
And they said, I haven't been happy with the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime for some time now. I hope things get better in the future. In the meantime, I'll continue to watch and rewatch these streams because I love watching you guys, not in a creepy way with a laughing face. Thank you for everything you do.
That is such a very nice message.
Fui
And
Weep.
I'll speak from the heart right now, Fui Weep. And I can't tell you how much a donation, any sort of donation, helps this podcast, helps this production, helps this channel. So thank you so much, Fui Weep and Natalie. Get some attempts in chat for them. You both are incredible. Thank you so much. With how the anime has been, and I'm not even kidding, at this point, anybody that's still watching us on Wednesday nights,
Credit to them.
Credit to you.
They're a true
watcher. You have to be here because you enjoy us. People are not here because they're enjoying what's happening
there's
with
nothing
the
to
anime.
talk about.
There's nobody that can dead straight say, especially since Go Rush has ended, I'm happy with where the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is. There's nobody that can say. And
Well,
by
no,
the way,
you can't be happy with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there is no Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime.
Exactly.
There's nothing to be happy.
So if people are still coming here every Wednesday night, That's because they like us. They like
We
the content
appreciate
bring.
that a lot.
We appreciate that because the people that are watching now, it means more to us than probably ever before because there isn't a show, and the only show we have is this Chronicles commercial. I don't even want to call it an episode. So seriously, if you're here, if you enjoy the vibes, thank you. The Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show debuts next week. A lot of segments on there. That's going to be
And
fun.
I hope. We're not outroing. My bad.
That's going to be a lot of fun, and so I hope you check that out next week. Fui Weep, and anybody that's interested, Fui Weep, thank you so much for the kind words.
I just wanted to follow
Thank
up
you,
because
Natalie.
Fui Weep also donated $5 before that, and I just wanted to read this one as well.
Yeah, of course, Fui Weep,
And
thank you.
Fui Weep said, I wasn't here when the stream started, so I don't know what the poll is referring to, but I voted for Cal.
There was at least 4 people I saw that also had that comment.
Yeah.
I don't know what this poll is for, but I voted for Cal.
Yeah.
So
And I just want for the record, what I said was
Is it
1000% right.
close?
No.
no. And to
No.
quote
And
What do you mean?
I
Me and
literally
Peter tied.
no, to quote Chris
you're not.
Jericho.
Yes, we are.
Oh, what? Now you're tired.
I made a comeback.
Pete's
to
made a
quote
comeback.
Chris Jericho, you just made the list.
Well, listen, vote. It might mean something. But Fui Weep,
Might mean
Fui Weep. Thank you so much, Fui Weep. Thank
Thanks,
you so
Kenny,
much,
I appreciate
Natalie.
it.
It's
Yeah,
by the way,
thank you.
for the last 6.5 years,
Thank you, Fui Weep.
it's been donations like that. It's been donations in general, super chats that have allowed us to do this on a weekly basis. That will allow us to continue to do this despite there not being a Yu-Gi-Oh anime. So seriously, from the bottom of my heart,
I mean,
thank
hey,
you so
crap.
much. Your time is the most valuable thing. So whether
Oh,
you
you
watch
can, you're
us
right.
in
Okay, good
post,
point.
whether you watch us live or on replay, thank you for being here. And to anybody that, of course, has donated or super chatted, thank you, so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I love you, man.
do we? No, and I'm very appreciative.
me.
of
You
it.
want to hear what the community has to say in some of these donos?
I there's not really much more to go
That's
into about the
that's
episode.
I'm trying to help you here.
Right?
I'm trying to help you. Why you gotta
What?
say it out
More
loud?
people just going. I also didn't know what the poll was, but I voted for Cal.
Literally everybody did.
Well, to be fair, nobody knows what the poll is.
Yeah,
to
it's
be
true.
fair.
That's
but
a good
I
point.
take it as because they don't know who do they like the
I've
best,
said-
then they voted for Cal.
I just want everyone in
that's
chat
how
to
I
know
took that.
I said that Cal's gonna win the poll.
Yeah.
That,
Well,
and they
no,
all
I
can
said-
agree.
I said it as well.
Yeah, we have a
Guys, me and Pete are 1 percentage point off of each
It doesn't. And where's Dredge?
You're not that far.
Where's
back.
Dredge?
You're only 15 behind.
Yeah, because they each have 40. I have 20.
You're like 5 votes behind.
Way more than. Where's your math?
Well, I
There's
don't know.
80.
that
There's
is.
80 votes
Thank
in the
you.
poll.
You're like 10 votes behind.
It's not. It's more. But we're not doing math with you right now. You're just getting on my nerves. All right, Cal, hit some donuts.
What's up? Well,
Let's
let
see what
him-
the community.
let
All
has to
right,
say.
I'll do
Oh
some
yeah, you got
links.
we got some links.
We're already on to the donos. Appreciate all you guys being here. I mean, is there anything like story-wise you guys wanted to touch on?
Story-wise, in terms of the story that we didn't get, or something else?
I mean,
Okay, no.
realistically,
Can I
what
say?
do you want us to do?
Can I say one thing I did really like about it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah,
Was,
please.
was when
Please.
was the animation of going through the link summon to change
Very
into
cool.
like the different outfit.
Very cool.
I thought that was very cool.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if you know this, but when Sky Striker Ray was going through like the link portals and changed her outfits, that was essentially her link summoning into like a
new
card.
card.
I figured
that's
it
what
was.
I thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's cool. I mean,
Very
that
cool.
that concept was cool. Again, like just the execution was just so
the way I look
bad.
at it is, it look like you see how there's no context for the animation chronicle. Same with the poll. We went that theme today.
That was
There's no
it.
con- that was the
actually
theme.
true.
Well, by the
Yeah.
way, people might say, man, Sevens Up was a creative name. Crazy Eights was a creative name.
Yeah.
Into the Vrains was a
Yeah.
creative name. For the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh, umbrella, the Chronicles. It doesn't deserve a creative name.
You said
we,
that.
We gave as much, and I wasn't joking, we gave as much effort into naming this podcast as they did in making a cohesive lore story. So I stick with that. Jesus Christ. Dark Emperor J,
This is
thank
the
you.
most negative I think I've ever heard Dylan.
No,
in my
I think it
life.
is. And you know what?
Unless he's talking
I
about the
also
Bills.
can't stand this because last
Yeah.
week I also made a video
Can
that
I-
was very
can I say
negative.
one thing?
Yeah.
I saw a comment on one of your recent videos that I read the Dredge before we started this, and
did?
it was
Oh, God.
basically just saying that they can sense your negativity lately, and that this is slowly becoming the arc where you like descend into madness. That's basically what somebody commented. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that is
Yeah.
what they said.
know what
and
I-
I was like, yeah, it kind of is.
Konami, I hate the person I'm becoming. I hate the person I'm becoming. No, you know what's crazy? I think it was Alex V. he commented. I keep mentioning Alex V.
Yeah, a lot of Alex V comments.
Well, because
lately.
he writes
Is
good
he
comments.
here?
I don't know if he's here.
He's here. He's
here.
But he wrote yesterday to me in stream, and he was like, "Man, you're gonna really crash out hard tomorrow." And I said, "No." And here I am.
This is the crash out arc.
It
Everyone
is the crash
says
out
that.
arc. Should I just put the freaking stupid Dolphins hat on and start parading?
you
that
might as
around?
well.
Hey, talking Yu-Gi-Oh's crashing out over the Chronicles. There it is.
I mean,
Chronicles crash out. No, I am.
look
By
at
the way,
Pickerick's comment.
Jump Festa. What did he say? Bro, gonna lose the rest of his hair.
I thought about deleting it, but that one was
I'm
funny.
happy. I'm happy.
That one was
I'm happy
comedic.
you made me read it out
That
loud.
one was funny.
This is what's happening to me. This is not healthy for me, man. It's been 10 amazing years, and now we're here.
Oh my
How did we get here? We're talking about how Silver Access might have to come real.
I think it has to.
We're talking about how maybe we need to look into the Access podcast as a legitimate
We have
thing.
actually talked
as
about
a
that.
legitimate
That's
weekly
really
segment.
concerning.
Oh,
No, not a weekly segment.
Weekly would
No,
dude. Oh my god.
Not weekly.
At least monthly, man.
That was a monthly one.
Dude, I mean, Jump Festa, man, I'm gonna be unhinged during
Yeah.
Jump Festa.
Thank God I
And
may
if-
not
if-
be there.
If we don't get anything at this Jump Festa, you want to see a crash out.
I'm actually really nervous to be around you during that.
Well, I'm not violent. I'm
No,
not
but like I'm
Am I-
going to be
let me ask,
concerned
am
about
I?
your mental health. Like I'm going to have to keep an eye on you.
I'm gonna buy a freaking huge bottle of Roger champagne or whatever the hell.
Just
his
get a
brand
Hey,
is.
wait, Dylan. I have a. If there's no Yu-Gi-Oh 9, you got to get drunk after on Jump
You
Fest.
gotta take
I have not
shot,
been. I have
at
not been
least.
drunk since I think 2011.
I think you need
That
it.
was a good night.
You're gonna need it.
Can we do the math on how old you were?
Yeah, I know how old he was. So
Wow, narc.
narc.
This guy of all people.
Yeah, the worst
I was
one.
drunk at like
My
12.
The worst
It was
offender of
13.
all.
It'd be like if Nick T tells anyone to cut down on the drinking. I mean, give me a break. God, the irony.
You know, I actually always thought that Nick T was going to be like a black and mild guy. I'm actually shocked that he never grew up like
Yeah,
that.
that's-
He always
I'm
gave me that
happy.
vibe.
Yeah,
I'm happy, but
yeah.
he always
Honestly,
gave me that vibe growing
in
up.
college, I was the black and mild guy.
Really?
If I was drinking,
I wouldn't
yeah.
have guessed that.
Yeah.
Well,
If I was
yeah,
drinking.
AC, blackjack tables,
If
treasure.
I was
yeah.
drinking, black and mild. Yeah.
That makes sense. Would you
Couple
smoke
times.
one at the blackjack table?
You can't do that anymore.
No,
There's smoking areas.
nah.
I
even
don't
if there
even know if
is,
they
I
have
wouldn't
them
do it.
I
anymore.
thought they got rid of all the
Yeah,
smoking
I
areas.
think they may have gotten rid of them.
Really? I saw
Yeah, but Dill, I think you gotta
I saw
get.
a
In New
clip
Jersey.
recently
In
where
New
a guy was
Jersey.
at a blackjack
This is
table.
gonna be
and he
so
blew
untrue.
smoke
It's
into
gonna be
the
so
dealer's
untrue.
face, and
Just
the dealer
untrue.
decked
Ignore
him.
everything he's
But
saying.
what I'm saying is, in New Jersey, I don't think there is. Like, I don't think there's any in AC.
Oh yeah, because that was Vegas. Yeah,
Vegas, they probably have it in
That's
Vegas.
not. That wasn't Jersey.
So yeah, so Dill, if there's no Yu-Gi-Oh 9 announced at Jump Festa, I'll get drunk with you too.
No, let me say we can't. We're not even. No, we're not even putting this
Oh, God, he's
into the ether. Like, yeah, we're being negative now,
ether.
and it's been a brutal 5 months for us Yu-Gi-Oh anime fans. Ever since that December 20th night, I have nightmares about that night. It's been a miserable 4 months. At least Go Rush ended well. It's been a miserable 4 months for us anime
crashing
fans.
out.
And I know if you're watching this, you'll love the anime to some degree because there's no way you're watching this channel
that
on a
pretty
random
good,
Wednesday
just a
night if you
little
don't.
bit.
So I see you. I feel you. We will be okay. Jump Festa 2025. You got to believe.
I
Come
was,
on.
I was
love
really
it.
hoping you were gonna say.
Come on.
I was hoping you were gonna say we the
Gotta
people.
believe.
I was really praying you said we're gonna say
Oh,
we the
Jack
people.
Swagger.
Yeah.
At this point, if nothing gets announced, I'm going to yell into this microphone as long and as loud as I can so I get another polyp and can't speak for another 2 months.
No, that's not the answer.
What's the answer then, man?
We give over the channel to like somebody in the community like X-Slayer.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
let him run with it.
yeah.
Just see what
That's
happens.
a terrible idea.
Just see what
that's a
happens.
That's the
great
worst
idea.
idea I've heard all
Oh,
day.
that's a great
We
idea.
will be back.
Like he gets one night, Colin gets a night, Alex V gets another night, and just see what content they give. You know, just see what happens.
That's a great idea, man.
We'll have a whole spreadsheet. They could sign up.
Nina said, "Looking like Yu-Gi-Oh nothing."
I've been jamming
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing. Let me get my tie
We've been
fixed a little bit
jamming
here.
a long
Hey, welcome
time.
back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing.
All right, Dill, do some.
I
do-
just, you
do
know,
some. No,
it's gonna be all right,
stop,
man.
stop.
He's
Stop
crashing
going
out.
down the rabbit hole.
He's
I-
crashing
Read a
out.
donut. Take a break.
I'll never forget. I'm just going to say this one last story. No, at Jump Festa.
Yeah,
And
Say
should
it.
be good.
I didn't want to rain on people's parades, but there were people, not necessarily anybody that was here, but there were people in the
Say
chat
it.
and
Yeah,
people
well, we had like over
online
2,000 people.
that were, which was really cool, that were very, very excited about this. And this was justifiably, you should have been excited about it. the execution. No, I don't think anybody could have foreseen it would have been this bad. But there were so many people that were like pumped up and like cheering.
Oh, for the Chronicles?
No, that was justified. For the GX remaster.
Well, actually, I remember reading a lot of comments that said, season 4 was getting dubbed.
There were people that
they
were
were subbing
tweeting that it was a sequel.
Yeah, it was getting done. Yeah. Yeah,
And
people very much confuse remaster and remake. That is very like a perfect example is today the huge news. I don't know if you saw dropped. Elden Ring, or not Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls.
Oh yeah,
literally a game that's like 20 years old, beloved, memes, everything it is.
Great game.
They just dropped an entire remake today. Been apparently working on it since 2021. Just dropped it out there in the ether and said, "Here you guys go." Everything is done from the ground up.
That's Bethesda.
They've added new things. It looks incredible. It still has all of the heart of the actual original game from like 20 years ago, and they did that. Do you think GX did that? No. They literally stretched the screen, cut things off, and said, "Here you go. This is awesome, isn't it?"
And
no, it's not.
Because they did that, there's ghosting every time a character moves, and that's why you see the blurred lines every time. They didn't get rid of those.
You don't need to see the top of like a character's head or half their face. Why would you need to see that? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
All the animation that was done by all of those talented people. Let's cut out their work. Who cares?
Well, something I didn't even realize, one of the main animators for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters actually spoke out against the DM remaster, and I knew this because I got Galaxy Eyes to come on the video, and there's a whole video on the channel that I uploaded a week ago on the GX remaster, and I think it was Kagami, and he came out and said, the DM remaster kind of like removes a lot of the hard work we've done by drawing all these characters and, for the right aspect ratio. So you even had people that like worked on these original shows that don't even like the remaster. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. And it just sucks because like...
It's all right. Let him roll.
No, it sucks because like these shows, they mean a lot to me. I know they mean a lot to so many people. Yeah. There is such a wonderful world that they have created here. And the fact that they're just like willing to punt it all away and not give a shit is very, very, it's depressing and very anger-inducing. I can't really think of a better word. Well, I can think of some words I'm not going to say, but I can't.
It's family friendly.
Yeah, I can't think of. I can think of a couple words, but no, it's very, very upsetting because there's so much that you can do with the worlds that you've already built that they're just not going to even touch.
I would respect them more, honestly, if they just came out and said, even months ago, and said, look, we went 25 years right now for the foreseeable future. We have nothing planned as far as we see it at the moment. Maybe it'll come back one day. Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is over.
Yeah.
At least you get a definitive thing where people go, okay, cool. What is this? This is respect to everybody?
No. Well, yeah, okay. Let's read some donations because I fully agree with everything you're saying. Maybe people in chat feel differently about it. I don't know.
There are a few.
There are quite a few. Though. I mean, I feel like most agree. There's some out there that are.
There are some people that loved it.
Most people say it was fine or it was okay,
or we're blowing it out of proportion.
Okay, I mean that's fair. That's
a
fair
opinion. I'm just saying.
We may be overly negative, but nobody's overly positive.
I'm literally telling you, there's someone overly positive. What are we doing here?
Well, but is it one person or is it many people?
One person.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's fair. I mean, everybody can.
Yeah,
have
no,
an
it's
opinion.
fine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Dark Emperor J, thank you for the $2 donation. Random question: what was the worst delay on the MTA for your experience? I never rode the MTA, so I don't have one.
Oh, like the train itself?
Yeah.
Yes, you have when you go to the Mets games.
Yeah, you
LIRR.
the train.
That's part of the MTA.
Yeah, I've never had an LIRR delay, so I've never had a delay.
There you go. So you love the MTA.
I've never had a bad experience.
I don't think I've had a delay, but my favorite experience was it? It was me and you, Dredge, right? Where we sprinted across the boardwalk from City Field to make the
remember
train.
That day.
Yeah.
Jerks.
Me and Dredge ran a 4.240, running through, bobbing and weaving through people on the boardwalk, and we just made it onto the train.
Yeah, so he'd go to the bottom. He just volunteered that he was overly No, not that. Oh, God.
I didn't do anything.
No. Where is he?
Well, that's fair. Yeah, you could be overly positive. Obviously, that's your opinion.
No, there's nothing
that's
wrong.
awesome.
But I was just saying that.
I'm glad that it appealed.
Yeah, no, that's
great.
a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I was just make it known that it's some people are very positive, which is
No,
fine.
I was just saying. I feel like a lot of people said that they that they liked it, but didn't like.
No, and you're right. I'm
Didn't
just
love
saying
it.
there's a few or one or two that just are, and that's a good thing though. It shows that there's still hope in this community somewhere, even though right now we're a little. Usually we're the ones providing the hope and the good vibes, but obviously
There's still a lot of potential for future episodes. I'm not closing the book on this production. I am closing the book on Sky Striker.
On
I'd
Sky
be
Strikers
stunned.
is dead. That's
I'd be
done.
stunned if episode 2
Doesn't
somehow
matter.
saves what was poorly done with 1.
Yeah, when we
Maybe
start
Brand-
again in June,
Yep.
might have some hope.
And that's going to go for at least 3 months, probably more. And maybe Branded will have the proper introductions
maybe it's
and
excellent.
narrative pieces. Right.
Yeah.
And it certainly could be. So
This is episode 1. So if I am giving them the
Absolutely.
benefit of the doubt, maybe,
Yeah.
hey, takes a little while to get the pilot off the ground. You know?
Absolutely.
Maybe
Yep.
future things will be a lot better.
maybe Sky Striker will suck, but this next one will be good and Branded. I know most people were more looking forward to Branded as well. So, we'll just have to wait and
did we
see.
do that first one? I don't even remember.
Jarek, thank you so much for the $2 donation. With how short these episodes are, you might as well analyze the Chronicles frame by frame. Also, I just checked my anime list for the consensus rating. Roughly 20% of people rate it at an 8 out of 10 or higher so far, which sounds about right. Yeah, I never know what to take. That's like Nico ratings. I never know really what to take.
Rotten
but
Tomatoes the same way.
20% of people rate it 8 out of 10. So that means 80% of people have it below 8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Is that
that's,
good?
That's not the relativity. That's difficult because saying 80. I need to know who's between 5 and 8. That's what I need to know.
Yeah, you need that medium.
If I don't
Oh,
have
right,
5, because
I
anyone
see
over
what-
a 5 would say it's better than bad, right? The argument is 5. If 5 is your middle ground of
I'm
being
shocked
something
it's
good
even
versus
on
bad.
my anime list, to be honest.
I am too.
because
but-
it's not even really an anime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up, and Yu-Gi-Oh card game, The Chronicles,
It's got an average. I mean, it's over 6. It's a 6.
6.09.
I'm
Yeah,
sure they're
I
happy with
mean-
that.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? They're gonna say, "Oh, it's successful. It's over 5."
Although of the reviews, 4 reviews have been written, and again, my anime list.
I
It is.
agree.
It's very
take it with a
subjective.
massive grain of salt. But of the 4 reviews, 0 recommend, 1 mixed feelings, 3 not recommend. So of the people, and by the
Yeah,
way,
but
though,
I'm not
negativity.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, Dylan. They don't care. They're not. They're looking.
Oh, no,
they're looking
no,
at the
I-
number. They
of
see
course.
the number. They look at the number and go, "Oh, 6? That's good."
of course,
Honestly,
they don't
Judge,
care.
you know what they probably even look at even further?
What?
They go to the video they post on YouTube and they go, how many views did this get?
100,000 views? Oh, okay.
450,000
And
in
that-
2
right,
days.
right.
and, that,
100,000 views?
and that's what they
Oh my
care
God,
about.
we're good.
Yep.
It's true.
Let's see. For reference, though, it's rated 6.0. That would make it on my anime list the lowest rated. Like GX is 7.2, Vrains is 6.7, the
What's to
original
be
Yu-Gi-Oh is 7.5,
Yeah.
5Ds is 7.5, Zexal 6.4. Remember, this was 6.1. I don't see sevens and Go Rush. I don't see on here.
Let's search them.
They didn't even qualify.
It would not shock me if they're lower, to be honest. 7, 6.21.
Oh,
Seven's
just
actually have
barely.
better
Okay,
ratings.
cool. But the argument they're going to make is, it's our first one. That's why it's 6.09.
Go Rush.
Well, also Go Rush 6.19, so better by 0.1. But again, it's my anime list. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't take any of that seriously. But it's always fun to look at, nonetheless.
Yeah, agreed.
It's always fun to
There's
look
a bad
at.
trend there.
That they've always gone
They've
down.
been,
Yeah.
just been going down.
Yeah.
Especially in the Rush era, it was like a significant.
Actually,
drop-off.
Vrains went up after Zexal and Arc 5.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the Rush era, it went down pretty significantly. Just like
Yeah.
the 2 shows.
It's
or
hard
both.
to it's hard to drum up interest typically in sequels. It just is.
Well, when you only have one audience that's capable of watching it, that doesn't help.
Oh
your
yeah,
cause.
I 100%
Yeah,
agree with
that's
you.
what I mean,
Accessibility,
like-
but it's also like even something like Zexal and Arc 5, right?
Mhm.
Like once you're getting the 4th, the 5th show, like
Yeah.
it just gets harder to maintain your core audience. It just does.
Yeah. I think I mean, this is part of my opening monologue next week for the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show, so I'm not going to go
don't
too
use
much
it.
into
Well, then
it.
don't even use it.
I'm not going to go too much into it, but there is an
That was the
interesting
entire
metric
monologue.
on the Konami Yu-Gi-Oh anime YouTube channel that's region locked, because you can see how many views like the 5Ds episodes have, the Go Rush episodes have. So that'll be part of my opening monologue next week that I'm excited to get into.
That'll be good.
But Jarek, thank you so much. Dark Emperor J, thank you for the $2 donation. Update on the gaming laptop. It came in yesterday and literally would not turn on no matter what I did. While I'm getting a refund, it sucks I can't play Lies of P while healing from wisdom tooth surgery. That sucks, dude.
Oh, that
Sorry about
sucks.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Hope the recovery goes well as well from the wisdom.
Can you give him any tips?
Well, his
On
age.
what?
It's funny because his age matters in his recovery. So if he's younger, it tends to be a little easier of a recovery. As you get older, it's not as easy. It's more
Even for
comfortable.
wisdom teeth?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
For
See, I
everything.
learned new
Wisdom
things from
teeth
Dr.
and
Dredge.
tonsils. Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
got my
wish you the
tonsils
best.
out when I was very young.
I got them.
That's smart.
You know, it's funny. I saw
22.
you comment on this because I think he talked about it recently.
Wisdom teeth. Well, JR has to get him removed too.
And you know what? I thought about it as well, and I went, you know, it's crazy. I remember the specific day what happened, and you did the same thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like wisdom teeth.
It-
I remember exactly
mine
what
too.
happened that
now,
day.
for me, it was easy because the Ballad of Gay Tony GTA 4 DLC came
Yeah.
out that day, and I was obsessed with GTA 4. So that's something I would never forget.
And I think I've told you what mine is, but I'll reiterate. It was literally the semifinal of the 2014 World Cup.
Yes.
It was Germany Brazil, where Brazil
murdered-
got
yep.
shellacked
Yep.
7-1.
Wow.
I specifically remember I wanted to watch that. Obviously couldn't because I was in surgery.
Yep.
Recorded it. Didn't look at my phone at all. Woke up, watched it, and went, "Oh my God, there's no." But I can
Yeah.
remember like what the sky looked like that day. Like I have
Dude.
a very vivid memory of that day.
I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I remember it. My dad drove me. Took like 20 minutes, but like they put me under or whatever. I remember I went home. I sat up in my room. I had one of those pillows that like props you up so that like I wasn't leaning over and like blood wasn't falling down.
Yeah, I
And
bled a lot.
I
yeah.
started Game of Thrones that day.
There you go.
It was
Wow.
the Monday
Great ending.
after I graduated from college, from undergrad. So we graduated on like Friday was the graduation. I unpacked, brought everything home, and on Monday I got my wisdom teeth taken out. And I just
What a
vividly-
present to you.
Yeah, right. Congratulations. We're ripping all 4 of your impacted wisdom teeth out. And then I fell asleep on the thing and fell like down.
Yeah, I was.
So I fell off the pillow and there was blood like all over my face and my mom thought like I was like dead. She
No.
was like, "Oh, my
yeah,
God."
I had to change my whole
Yeah.
pillow, my pillow sheet.
Yeah.
I bled everywhere.
Me too.
Now, what was worse, getting the wisdom teeth extracted or later that night when you got to the ending of Game of Thrones? What was worse?
In one.
Yeah, I finished 7 seasons of Game of Thrones when 2 seasons weren't even out yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. No, I'm only asking because I've heard the ending of Game of Thrones.
I know you've heard the ending
This
of Game
is
of
how
Thrones.
the podcast goes long. Dylan just makes
I
the
know-
most
I know-
outlandish comments, and we
That's a recurring one.
Yes, we entice him to.
I
We
know.
just keep going with it.
Pete's never going to watch it. I've watched it all on TikTok.
He's watched
I've
it.
watched it in clips. You asked me. Remember how I pissed you off because you asked me questions and I knew the answers even though I hadn't watched the show,
No.
and you got angry at me.
No.
That's exactly what
Screw
That
you.
happened.
counts. So,
Screw you.
Jarek, thank you for the $2 donation. Dark Emperor J, yeah, we wish you the best. Thank you, Jarek. Konami needs to take notes on the 2 to 3 minute Lycaris recoil shorts airing now, an original anime from 2022. Episode 2 dropped today, and it perfectly captures what it's all about. You can show this short to someone, and they'd understand the vibe of the full show. Yeah, Jarek, thank you so much for the donation. I said it in the beginning, and it kind of goes aligned with what you just said there in the donation. The length is certainly annoying. Like, I would have hoped it would be a little longer. But even so, the narrative choices that they made with what they showed in that time period is worse to me than the length. Because if it's going to be 4 minutes, whatever, you can tell a story in 4 minutes. You can. And there was not a real story here, I thought. So, yeah, I'll definitely check that out, though, just to get a good idea of how, it's... Well, I mean, Pokemon Generations, I also think did a good job. But, yeah, it's very annoying. It's very annoying. Jarek, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate all of you guys being here. We got a few more super chats as well. We'll keep talking. I'm very interested to hear what people are saying about it.
Okay. We got a $5 donation from ThatMan666.
Thank you, that man.
That man said, I'm here to file a complaint for anonymous user. Chronicles is not worthy for the podcast intro.
Damn.
My parents worked hard on that song, man,
Yes. But what he's saying is that it's so good that it shouldn't be used on something so bad as the Chronicles.
Yeah, or that, like, the Chronicles are so bad that it's not worth at all even using it.
That's exactly what I just said in the reverse order.
I know.
You guys know that,
No,
right?
I know.
Okay.
I heard you.
I just wanted to make sure.
Me and Pete.
I just wanted to make sure so that he understands
We're
how
chilling,
dumb
man.
he looks.
Down here, we're just
We're vibing, dude.
Just like 15 minutes.
For something that was the 4 minute episode. We could keep it on under an hour and 30 for sure. Maybe an hour 31 exactly.
Yeah, hour 30
That's
probably.
so
How
funny.
long is the intro that we have? Like 30 seconds?
The intro that we have is 30 seconds.
So it's like, what?
It's like
Or
one.
sixth.
It's like
About
one
six-
episode.
About 6/7 of what we
Yeah.
got? Wow, that's crazy.
yeah.
Thank you, that man.
That man, thank you so much, dude.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. And I will say, maybe we'll use it for the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show.
Yeah.
That intro. Could do that. And then not use it for the Chronicles.
Yeah, we could do that.
That sounds
You're
like
the
a
boss.
better idea, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, that man. We got $5 from Sean Gilbride.
Thank you, Sean.
Sean said, when I watched this episode, I gave in and slammed my head on my desk multiple times in frustration.
I read that one earlier.
Why Konami?
I read that earlier. It was rough.
Jesus.
Sean,
Oh, no, man.
listen.
Hope your head's okay.
They're not worth it, man.
I hope you were talking figuratively and not
Yes.
literally, because we do
Yeah.
not want you to get hurt. But
physical harm,
figuratively, I picture me right next to you, slamming my freaking head on the table right next to you, man. I think a lot of people were. I just couldn't believe. I mean, first of all, you open the app, you see 3 minutes, 59 seconds, boom. It's like a Konami reps in your living room, kicks you right in the nuts. You drop the phone, you're
True.
crouched over, you crawl to your phone to actually watch it. And then in the middle of it, he helps you up and he's like, oh, see the animation? Boom, kicks you in the nuts again when you realize the narrative choices that were made.
Right.
It was just
And
terrible.
you ask him, you be like, oh, so at least you have some voice acting in here. Is this translation's accurate? And he goes, I mean, they're there.
You ever heard of Google Translate? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Sean, tough, but you know what? Again, to be positive while we're being very negative here, the series as a whole, definitely not DOA. It's definitely not dead on arrival. There's a chance that improvements are made as these episodes go on, and we have to be optimistic and hope that's the case. We have to hope Albez does not get a solo mode in Master Duel. Because if they get a solo mode in Master Duel, they're gonna
That's the next event.
it's gonna be the same rollout. Well, the Sky Striker solo mode got added a couple months ago, and that's where the clips are from. And yeah, we have to hope that doesn't happen.
We have to hope, but there's a pretty decent chance that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, May updates. You'll get it in May.
Yeah.
Feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, that would suck.
Thank you, Sean, and good luck on the regionals that you're doing soon.
Yes.
Good luck.
So yeah, let us know.
We got $2 from Tyler DeBoer.
Thank you, the Mitsuko Man.
The Mitsuko
Mitsuko's show
Man.
is over, but the Mitsuko Man is staying with us. Thank you, Thank you, Tyler.
That is correct.
The
So
Mitsuko Man. I'm sorry. I love saying that name.
we got $2 from Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler.
So Licorice Recoil did better today with 1 minute less, which is the same show that Jarek
That's
had
so
just
funny. It's
referenced.
the
yeah.
same show that Jarek referenced. I'm gonna very quickly look up that episode. But yeah, no, like the length of the episode is definitely annoying, but it is not the biggest problem. Like, do you agree with that, Pete? That the bigger problem is like
100%.
the story.
100%.
Okay.
I could watch a YouTube short when they were only held to 1 minute, and I can get a better cohesive story than I got in this.
I feel like I've watched The Rookie, the TV show, because of TikTok.
Oh, so you've watched those
That's been
clips? You watch those clips, huh?
What?
You've watched those clips?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I know everything about the show and don't need to watch
I
it.
guess
Now
you're
I
not paying
want to
attention.
watch it.
You know what's so
The
annoying?
only ones I do pay attention
up?
to now.
Licorice Recoil, their first episode 7 days ago got 117,000. This, and I'm sure that was 2 minutes, but I'm sure it was probably better than this. This episode in 2 days has 450,000 views.
It's really good.
But like that, well, first of all, it goes to show you that view count does not necessarily correlate with quality.
course not.
But it also goes to show you how massive of an audience that Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime has.
Yeah, of
and the view
course.
count was about that high for the GX Remaster 2, so I don't want to hear, oh, well, it's because it's the card
And
game.
to be fair, they basically dumped almost no money into marketing,
right.
and it still did that.
Right. It's not on Crunchyroll or anything. It's not on an anime site.
How many people have you asked people that maybe came across it had no idea this was even coming out?
Yeah.
yeah.
They dropped. They said,
Yeah.
by the way, in 4 days this comes out.
Right.
What?
I believe the kids these days call it aura farming, where you just you use the big name to get the views.
yeah, or farming.
Right? Is that about?
He's part of like Gen Alpha, Gen Z. So.
Is that right? Did I use that correctly? You would know.
I would not know.
No,
Nick
you
T
would
know.
No, you wouldn't.
Nick T would know.
Nick T
To be
definitely
fair,
would
Nick T.
know,
I'll ask him. Chat, did I use that right? Let me know.
I think you did.
All right, thanks. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler. Yeah.
We got $5 from Ice Aiden.
Ice
Aiden. Pressure.
Thank you.
Rushing down on me. Sorry. Hello, Yugi Bros. I actually thought you guys weren't going to review this since it was anime short.
Yeah. Well, listen, we are doing it because what else is there to talk about when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh anime content? No, seriously. Seriously, there's nothing else to talk about when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh anime content. So obviously we're going to cover it on a once-a-monthly basis. And we didn't know how long it was going to be. To be fair to them, and I did say this in my video on Monday, they did advertise it as a promotional short. They did, but that could mean a few things. It could mean 7 minutes, not 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Of course, it's 3.5 minutes, but, man.
But what did they promote?
Master Duel.
Yeah, Master Duel.
How?
Sky Strikers look cool, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wanna
but
make
they
that
didn't
back.
even show on the clip where I could find Sky Strikers.
You're supposed to know. It's Master Duel.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just supposed to know.
Yeah, just it's just there.
I don't know what they're doing, dude.
Look, isn't like her changing outfits here with like the summoning mechanic? Isn't that really cool?
It was.
Like
It was cool.
You should just buy our whole game and all the cosmetics with it, and just don't even ask any questions. Just do
Okay.
it.
Well, next time I'll pull out my credit card.
Definitely. Just dump it in, cold money. Just dump it right in. 250 just right away.
Yeah.
Just dump it in.
Well, if you buy them in bulk, you're actually
Yeah,
saving
why not?
money.
I mean, there you go.
He's right.
Look how cool this is.
He's right.
you get extra gems if you pay more money up front.
Exactly. Oh, you didn't get the cars you wanted in those 10 packs? Doesn't matter. Reroll.
So,
The gems
like,
you get also, it's just not worth it at all.
no, not even
Opinion.
close.
They don't give you anything. If I spend $80, you should max out my gems. Instead, they give you like 5,000.
Oh, it's the
Dude,
same
it's,
thing.
it's so
it's
bad.
ridiculous.
So in Master
Pokemon
Duel,
Go does the
so
same
bad.
thing.
Yeah,
Where you look and you're like, how many coins do I get for $100 real dollars?
dude, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And they're like, yeah, we're offering a discount today. Our box is only 5,500 coins.
Right.
From what, 8,000?
Yeah. And you can get 50 coins per day free to play. So that would take like 100 free to play days.
And you
They
are
know
free
you don't
to
have the
play, right?
dedication to do that.
Exactly.
You are free to play.
Pokemon Go. I've spent money on
Yeah.
community.
No. I'm talking
Master
about
Duel and Duel Links are free to
Links
play.
and
Master Duel, I have not spent a dime. Duel Links, I've spent I think $4.99 on a Floodgate Trap Hole bundle like 5 years ago.
So you're free to play.
I'm free to play. I would consider myself free to play.
Good,
yes.
keep that up.
Yeah, well, it's not going to change. Now, if they announced a Duel Links anime, I might spend $500 just to let's go.
That'd be Konami earning their money.
His eyes scared me.
Yeah, you're actually.
I said it. I said
because
it a
I-
couple weeks ago. I said that if they did what every major company does nowadays, whether it's warranted or not, make your own streaming platform, put all of your stuff on it, make it worldwide. You know how much money everyone would pay per month to use that service?
By the way, if it's like $5 per month or whatever it is, you can also
If it was
say
$25 per month, everyone would pay it.
and also like, hey, if you for every month you're with us, you also get 500 free gems in Master Duel and Duel Links.
There
So
you
you can
go.
link your account.
Cross promotional.
Yeah,
Right there.
and then you get people playing the games more.
There you go.
Seems
Hey,
like a
guys,
smart decision.
Guys, I think we could just take over the marketing of the company.
well, listen,
call money?
I wish there
Yeah.
wasn't a language barrier.
Doesn't have to be.
At this point, I will learn Japanese just to correct this situation.
Kenny's been learning. Kenny can help us out.
Kenny.
He's doing Duolingo every day. He's got like a 3-year streak.
No, I know, but no,
I just said that because I saw Kenny's name pop up in chat.
I know Kenny's a big Miles guy, but yeah, no, he could always help us out potentially.
Yeah, we do have CL too. We could make this work.
We could.
man.
Yeah. Thank you, Ice Aiden. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Ice. We got 20,000 Indonesian rupee from ZX.
ZX.
I hope that's right.
That's
Yeah,
right,
you're right.
ZX.
Yeah, I think it's
Exactly.
Ruby.
Absolute hottest take. I genuinely think it's fine.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Man.
Well,
I think it's a hot
By the
take.
way, when somebody says it's fine, that in itself can mean many different things.
Yeah.
Like if you ask your
But they're
fiance,
I feel like it's fine as
like
accepting.
how are you
This
doing
would be
today?
so bad.
I'm fine. Well, I don't know about that.
Tone of voice.
You know what I
Tone
mean?
of voice.
So-
I'm
I'm
fine.
not doing it.
What?
You could say I'm fine or I'm fine.
Tone of voice is important, but also I'm fine or yeah, it's fine. How was the movie? Yeah, it's fine. I don't view that as a
I don't-
positive thing.
That's
you know
not
what I
a
mean?
ringing endorsement.
Right.
So what'd you think of the Thunderbolts movie? Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine.
All right, so you didn't think it was good? Yeah, it's all right.
It's fine.
It's
But
fine.
was it bad? That's fine. So
Yeah.
I think,
I would not think you liked it.
right. So that's why words. And again, you do lose a lot of context over messaging here on the internet. I don't know if ZX necessarily meant like it's fine as in like it's fine, it's really good, or it's fine as in like it's okay. Unless somebody is saying, I think the only hot take you can have with this is saying there's nothing wrong with it. I think if you said this episode was perfect, that's probably...
So he just wrote again, ZX wrote, more so perfectly reasonable. Could be better, but it did what it did decently, in my opinion.
There you go. That's fair. I don't agree, but I mean, that's totally fair. I mean, I think it... yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I and listen, if people really did enjoy it, I think that's fine.
It's fine.
There's nothing wrong.
Oh, boy.
No, really, there's nothing wrong with it. If you enjoyed it, I just think that there's a lot better. There's a lot more they could have done that would have made it a lot better for old fans and new fans, and just exploring the lore more. I feel like it didn't do a good job.
Or even promoting the game, honestly, that they're trying to get you to.
Right.
Cal makes that good point. Like they don't even really push you over there.
And if it's once a month, can we be like 7 minutes? Is that too much to ask once a month?
Yes, it's way too much.
I guess it's too much.
It should be
too much.
It should be like 10 to 15.
What do you guys think of the boys over on Yugioh Everything? Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, it's fine. They're fine.
Right, that tells me I do not like their content.
Their podcast, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And that's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Thank you, ZX.
ZX, thank you, man.
We got $5 from Alex V.
Thank you, Alex.
Alex said, praying the next ones aren't in MD at all. If they can't manage splitting it between MD and YouTube, between two formats around 8 minutes should have just been on YouTube.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They could. Well, it wouldn't have been 8 minutes, Alex, because I mean, inexplicably, the endings of the scenes on Master Duel and on episode 1 are different, as we talked about yesterday. So it wouldn't have been 8 minutes, right? They would have had to cut somewhere. But yes, it would have been longer than 4 minutes. It probably would have been about 6-7 minutes, which is, I guess, what a lot of people are looking for, just a little bit more in terms of length, a little bit more in terms of longevity. So yeah, I think if there's not a Master Duel storyline for Albaz that is very, very good, I'm worried that there will be in May, but let's hope that there isn't, and Albaz will not drop us off in the middle of an action scene.
Yeah. That's what it felt like. Thank you, Alex. We got $10 Australian from Electra Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin said, have you guys ever seen Pokemon Evolutions? It's like Generations being only 8 episodes, but it's around 8 minutes long with great animation. That's kind of what I was hoping for with the Chronicles, at least, but nope.
Nope. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. I have not. No, I'm taking a look at this. I have not. And by the way, Pokemon. Well, I was going to say bi-weekly, but it doesn't look. Yeah, their runtime is 6 to 10 minutes, and I'm sure Pokemon has done these shorts very, very well. I mean, I'm familiar with Generations, and I'm familiar with. There's another one. It's not what you just said. It's a different one, but they've done these shorts very, very well, and I was hoping that Yu-Gi-Oh would kind of
mirror and follow them.
Yes.
Take their example.
Yes, and they
didn't.
They didn't. So I don't know. I'm I don't know. I have not. I probably will check it out, especially if it's only 6 to 10 minutes each. I really did like Generations and Origins. I think Origins is the other one that I'm thinking of. Origins maybe. But yeah, I Pokemon does it really well. And again, hopefully the next episodes are good, right? And they might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Pilots are typically not great.
The problem is it's not
Right.
just it's not a pilot of
It's-
a
it's-
continuous show.
Yeah,
though. That's the
we
only
have
thing.
to. I think this really level set me to be yes, they said this, but even more so now. This is literally a commercial. It's promotional material. That's it. It's not meant to make any cohesive sense, and I shouldn't expect anything else.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We got 50,000 Indonesian rupee from ZX.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, ZX. Appreciate it.
ZX said, I feel like I'm lonely on the side of not worried at all, LOL. I'm not disregarding people that are, of course, but I myself am okay in the meantime.
Well, I will say this: if you're not worried at all,
That's good.
That's good.
That's great.
No, I'm happy for you.
It's fine. Sorry.
You got him.
No, I think if you're not worried at all, ZX, I think that's totally fine. And I hope our ripping of it and our negativity wasn't annoying for you. It may have been, and I do apologize if it was. But we're always going to be genuine with how we feel, and I encourage everybody to be genuine with how they feel. So if you're not worried at all, I think that's fine. Listen, for me, again, just going from 20 minutes every week to 3.5 minutes once a month, that in of itself is just brutal for me.
It's not an anime though, man. It never was meant to be.
Yeah.
That's just
some people said it was Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
Yeah, I read a lot of those comments. Those people were lost in the wilderness.
By the way, if we never get another card game anime, in my mind, Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 never happened. This will never be Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
If we never get another one, it's fine.
This will. But what I'm saying is, this will never be Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 to me.
This is not. It's its own separate thing.
They're not even pretending it is.
No. They're calling it a promotional short series.
Yeah.
Yes. But there was a considerable amount of people not trolling you in not even just corners of the internet. I won't even say that. On this channel, in your comments, that literally were like, what are you talking about, man? Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 was announced. It's the Chronicles. Those people, what do you have to say now?
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's all I ask.
Because it's right. This is not Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. And we may never get Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, but if we never, as I said, if we never get Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, this will never be Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
It never was supposed to
It's always
going
to be this
completely different
side project, and that doesn't mean it can't be great. Sometimes side stories are one of the best pieces in a franchise. I think Rogue One is incredible. That's a side story in Star Wars, and I love that movie. So side things can be amazing, but that is what this is.
Yeah. And ZX also, I saw you say oh, maybe I'm naive with it. Don't even apologize for having the opinion.
No, if you enjoy it, man.
That's awesome. I'm glad you did.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah, never feel bad for enjoying something.
Keep that positivity. We need that.
We
are,
do.
Yes.
We're really suffering on this one.
No, I want people to be positive, even when I'm not. So
Yeah,
seriously.
Speaking of positivity, we got a $20 donation from Manticore KD.
Wow.
That guy. That guy right there.
He was a guest star
right
last week, and I got a lot of sent-in mail letters
Saying bring him on more.
from a lot of ladies saying we loved the Luttrell presence, a lot of winky faces in the envelopes. Yeah, a lot. Very, very.
Hey,
fun.
you got to find a way to get that guy on more.
Well, yeah, because he just boosts the channel. He does numbers.
Yeah. I know you're a little cheap with guests. You don't like paying them, but you might have to.
Yeah, we
got
to fly him in.
Is that aura farming?
Yeah, that is aura farming.
He's going to do this all the time now with this new word.
I wish Nick T was here because Nick T would get mad at it.
Yeah.
It's not being used.
His face would be in his hands right
I just
about
learned about this. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Nothing says you're 31 more than keep repeating a Gen Alpha statement.
Anyway, we got a $20 donation from Luttrell.
Thank you, Trell. Appreciate it,
Luttrell
man.
said, man, Konami got to be the Mavs. They're making the worst move. While the animation was great, there was no direction on this promo anime. It was basically sword clash, then a body being held. What are we doing?
So I guess Luttrell not too high in it, and I know Luttrell was very excited for a lore series, as I think a lot of us were. But I do like that the comments have been kind of all over the place. You do have people that are okay with it, and you have people that, like Luttrell here, that are not big fans of it at all.
Yep.
Again, conceptually, a lore anime is great, but we need more of a. I did not like where the starting point was, on top of compiled with the fact that we did not get anything as to what the characters were going on. If while they were fighting, there was a narrator explaining the story,
Yes.
that
Oh
would have,
my God.
dude, it would have helped it so much.
All I was thinking about the whole time, my thought of a lore anime would be a narrator for a lot of it.
Right.
And the narrator would kind of lead you into these scenes that would happen, and then be because then it would be Ray is storming down to rescue Rose from so-and-so monster that has taken control, whatever. And then you're okay, that's setting the scene. Then you have the voice acting in terms of
and bring
even
in
her just
Seto
saying a
Kaiba's
few
voice
things.
actor to narrate.
I
Powerful.
don't even care whose voice actor it is.
right.
It could be quite Ul. He did a great job narrating.
That's true.
But
That's
you
a
know what
good
I mean?
call. Yeah.
Just anyone to set the story, even if it's just in the first episode.
Right.
Where you're kind of setting the stage, then you kind of let the action take place after. There's just
or during the narration.
There is no stage setting whatsoever. No,
No.
the narration could be them, her getting to wherever she
Right.
needs to be.
Putting on the
Then you have this battle.
I like
then
that.
you have the scene end, and then you have the narrator talk you to the end of the short.
I like that. Yep.
I agree
It's
with
so
that,
easy.
but I don't even think it had to be that. I would prefer that, but I've watched things that are silent films before, and you understand what is going on by not a single line being said.
True.
You convey that emotion and actually have a story, like an arc, without saying a single word. I'd appreciate this way more. I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
As human beings, we connect with emotions because we are emotional creatures. Like, you don't even have to say any words for us to understand.
Yeah.
But this was just, you edited a bunch of scenes together.
That's what it was.
And I don't know, Cal, if you saw, but Dak added a thing for us on Discord. They did go on like the website and basically give us a synopsis of what was going on.
He did. He
Oh,
shot me a
really?
text,
basically
yeah.
On the website.
On the website.
What,
Okay.
Discord?
So yeah, he added it into
I guess
our
better.
audio.
I guess better than nothing.
one?
But I mean,
So now
here.
before watching your
Yeah.
your short, you need to play Master Duel, go on their website to read a prologue, and then
And you
then
can
go in
understand
there
maybe
and
what's
watch
going
it.
on.
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
they have put the prologue as like a scrolling
like
text?
Star Wars?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. For the first minute.
How about
Dude,
you'd have somebody
it would have taken them
narrate
20
it?
minutes to do that.
Have somebody narrate it?
Yeah.
Literally narrate it over the scene setting. That's all you need to do.
I brought the blood pressure cuff.
Yeah, you should have.
We got to check the beginning when you went
I
around.
should have my throat doctor on call.
That
too.
actually would have been a good
You're gonna
segment.
need
Dredge.
the-
I would have liked
yeah,
it.
the
I
blood
watched
pressure
a
second.
silent film once, and it was a close-up of an old man with a gray beard smoking a cigarette for about 45 minutes straight, and then the screen faded to black, and then it showed his tombstone. And that I got the message of it. It was like a 47-minute film. I got the message. So no, to your point, like these silent films sometimes can deliver messages. I don't think there was a message here.
You sure you weren't watching like a tobacco ad?
Yeah.
Sounds like it was 45 seconds.
It was
up
one of
for
those
the-
Dare videos in health
It was
class.
at like 2 a.m. It was on.
That sounds about right.
These guys is
Thank you, Trell. We're gonna keep going here. We got a $20 donation from Fui Weep.
Terrell, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you,
weep.
Weep.
Thank you. Wow, generous today.
Fui
Going
Weep
on.
said, but the real question is, why was Nick T not included in the poll? Well, you will figure that out.
Yes, you will.
Because
give an
he's
answer.
never around, JK.
I like that. That's a good answer.
I love
like
Nick
that.
T and everyone in the crew, but Cal is my fave. Sorry.
Yeah, you love that one reading that, didn't you? Yeah.
Fui
Soak it
Weep.
up.
Thank you,
Fui
Fui
Weep,
Weep.
can you write, and thank you so much for the very generous
Why?
donation. Can you write in chat why? And by the way, listen, you
I
can,
knew that was gonna bother him that he needed to know.
you can write physical appearance. No, we're not going to be in.
I've been
we're
hearing it for
comfortable in
20
our
years.
bodies. Yeah, we're.
Yeah,
listen,
I want to know. I don't
if,
care
if
why. but I
physical
wanna know.
appearance, and you know what? Even if it's not, write that in the chat because we know it's what it is. If if that's what it is, we're gonna be okay, right, Dredger? You're okay with that as the answer?
No, I'm fine with the answer, but why are you telling him to write that no matter what? You're like bullying him to say what is reason?
Pete, are you okay with that?
I'm absolutely okay with that.
Tyler said because Cal gave us Otussi.
Yeah, when Cal says it, it's like that HR meme. When Cal says it, oh, you're so sweet. When I say it, hello, human resources.
Yep, it is that meme,
I mean,
and that proves that looks they might matter.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
oh, tussy.
It's always those videos that I see online where they're like, you could go up to any woman, you just have to say this, and then everyone goes, no, you could do that because you're 6'4"
Yeah.
and jacked. That's why that works for you. That doesn't work for me. I would be arrested.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
Oh,
They
man.
said it's everything about him
Yeah.
with kind of a winky face.
Nice.
So
Thank you. I
They
appreciate
love
that.
the way you read the donations.
doing a sultry voice.
I do.
I will
read-
say
you want me
it
to do it? All right.
I will say it says it's everything about him with the winky tongue out face.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
Now, when you use that emote, what are you indicating?
You
usually?
don't want to know.
Oh God.
Is this an After Dark? I can
No,
explain.
No, Dredger.
No.
Dredger. No.
Hey, you asked the question.
Fui
I mean,
Weep, thank you for the
not
kind
you, no.
words. Thank you for the very, very
Thank you.
generous donations. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Fui.
Fui Weep.
You want me to read this in like a
I want a real
jazz-
sultry
or
voice. Like I want to
jazz-
feel like I'm listening to ASMR.
Okay, like a jazz radio voice.
Yeah, I
All
want
right,
to
ready?
feel it.
Just for the
Just
next
for
one.
Fui, too.
Hold on. Okay. We got a $25 donation for Natalie's cyber tips.
Thank you,
so much,
Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie. Dylan's arc for me is like watching Tsubasa in Metal Fusion to Metal Masters.
Not gonna
My
lie
hair's
to
standing
you.
up.
I have his page up on Wikipedia because I don't know this character. I unfortunately don't know Beyblade. He serves as a supporting character in Metal Fusion, a main character / tritagonist of Beyblade Metal Masters.
Protagonist, damn.
Does he just become like, what happens to him?
He dies.
I don't know if there's death in Beyblade. There might be. I don't know. But
Jake said, "Oh, I'm uncomfortable."
Yeah, I saw. I got yelled at for encouraging you.
obviously, there's something that I'm. He has an insane crash out. Okay.
He develops PTSD. Jesus.
I'm not even kidding, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but I swear to God, I have had like flashbacks / dreams of the Jump Festa dud like 3 times since Jump
That's not
Festa.
good, man.
And I never dreamed.
Yeah, that's not good.
But I've woken up in like a cold sweat before thinking about like how the panel went on and nothing got announced. And I would like fall to the floor as I did, and then I wake up and I'm in a cold sweat.
At least you wake up.
So not a single time in those dreams, like something was announced.
It never has a good ending.
That's not good.
He hasn't gotten to that
It's a nightmare.
timeline
And
yet.
and one of them was taking place in a location that wasn't even here. It was in like an unknown location, and I'm like, oh my God, is that the future?
Just so you
Is
know,
that funny to you?
from a dream perspective, that's not a good sign. Just so
That-
you know.
I mean, this guy's cracking up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, from a dream perspective, it's not a good sign.
Well, what does that mean?
It's foreshadowing. It's like
the
foreshadowing that
end
you.
of the world as you know it.
I wouldn't take it that far, but
Future.
yeah, it's basically your brain is trying to figure out what's going to happen next, and your outlook is quite bleak.
Ooh.
Yes,
I'm very scared.
that's fair.
I'm being vulnerable.
That's fair.
I'm very scared for this year.
Of course, that's understandable. We're gonna
a very
get through it
scary year, man.
best we can.
Thank you. Appreciate you boys. Appreciate all you guys
Punisher
watching.
meme. That's good.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Natalie.
Thank you so much, Natalie.
We got a $5 donation from Goose.
Goose. The goose
Honk,
is
honk.
loose. Thank you,
Art
Goose.
was good. Glad there was dialogue, but I expected more. Sending positive vibes and kindness to everyone and keeping things PG. Positively, Goose.
Now, Goose was
Hey,
one
Goose.
of those very, very much optimistic people who said last week, I think it was, he thought the episodes would be 20 to 30 minutes.
Hey,
What
and
a
I
world.
appreciate it.
I wish he was right.
Which is right too.
I always
it
said
was
15.
20 to 30
Just take your
minutes.
30 minutes and cut it by 90%.
Season 3, episode 3 of Fire Force.
Yeah, no, Fire Force I got to get back on.
Yeah, I don't know how you fall off these wagons. It's insane.
I'll get back
And
on.
the crazy
That's
thing is
because
he
the
has
Bills
no
circled
Yugioh
him.
to watch. He's cooked. It's over.
Oh,
Now,
jeez.
what else is he doing?
Oh man.
Listen, we're going to get through this all. Goose, definitely disappointing. Keep things PG. Positively, Goose. Love you, my friend. And yeah,
Thank
Goose.
you,
Has Goose confirmed if he's going to be at Jump Festa 25?
I did not see
I
it,
didn't
but
see it.
hopefully,
Keep an eye on him
hopefully
in
he
chat.
will confirm.
I want his
JC
confirmation.
said maybe.
JC said no. I'm putting him down as a no. I couldn't believe what he said.
He
said
just
no.
all he said was it was farther away. It was harder to get to.
I thought
which is
he would
perfectly
I
reasonable.
thought he would emphatically say, "Wherever you are, man, I'll be there." For
I think
Jump
he's
Festa."
out. Probably Latrell and Kenny are out. I would
No,
imagine. That's-
Latrell's there.
We asked him last week. And he's like, I don't know, man. We'll see.
No, Trell's there. Well,
Okay.
Goose. I want Goose confirmation, so you would tell me if he gives it to you.
All right,
not-
all right.
he's
You
not-
can can watch the chat. We got $5.01 Canadian from Pick Rick.
The Rick. Thank you, Pick.
And Pick Rick said, "We did it, guys. We made an over 1 hour podcast covering a 4-minute episode. Let's go."
We're yappers.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that. Pick Rick.
I'm
Thank you.
definitely
I think
not
that's
proud
pretty
of it.
good.
Yapping
no,
Yu-Gi-Oh, baby.
It is.
Woo!
It's just like I feel like, we were. I hate, and I know you do too. I know all of you guys do. I hate being like negative.
Yeah, it's
and
terrible.
I hate
it's
like
a crappy feeling.
because I don't want to in any way. Because I know for a fact there are people that at least worked on the Go Rush anime that do watch this podcast specifically. I've had like 2 different people, not including Galaxy Eyes, that have reached out to me who are over in Japan and have said like, hey, like we really appreciate you talking about the show. We enjoy your podcast. So like there might be people that like worked on this that watch. I hope those people, the takeaway is not they did a poor job. If they animated this, I thought the animation was very good.
Yeah,
For the
agreed.
most part. It's just like, we want things to be better because we know they can be better. And sometimes what we feel like we're getting is almost like a bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that the people that have worked on this franchise on the anime side for the last 25 years, they can deliver great things to us.
Mm-hmm.
And when we don't get them, we're going to be a little disappointed just because the work that they've done have set the standard very high.
Yeah.
I think, so.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I think it's even in life, right? Like sometimes the greatest anger we have and the most disappointment we have in someone is when we know they have the greatest potential to do something and they're not realizing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think
like
that's that's crazy. But yeah, I feel that way here. Also, in the chat, before we move on, in regards to Jump Festa, Goose laughed at you, so that was the only response that was given.
Did he say yes or no?
Nope, just laughed. Colin said, I don't know in terms of coming, and Latrell wrote,
I'm also maybe.
It's going to
You
be
knew
a
that,
smaller
though.
Jump
There's
Festa,
going
man.
to be 4 people there?
Hey, listen. Just like Konami has abandoned us, the community is abandoning you.
And you know what? And I'm going to say this. This might be a conspiracy theory to some people watching and to some people that, are on the invite. It has nothing to do with me being in Delaware. It has everything to do with people not wanting to be there if there's no announcement.
They don't want to deal with you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Can you
Colin
blame them?
did say it is April. It's not till December. I mean, that's fair. Can't ask people that 8 months away to have
a
plans.
lot of time.
Yeah,
I've got the money guns loaded.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still maybe.
I thought you were leaning no, unfortunately. Judges got plans, so
Yeah.
that's an
Crazy,
unfortunate
dude.
weekend. We will miss you if you're not able to make
Do you have a wedding that weekend?
No way.
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
Because I know you legitimately
Yeah.
caliber plans like 18 months out.
Okay, not that far.
You do. I mean, I've
close.
seen your
It's
calendar.
close.
It's
It's not that
crazy.
I asked this guy to get dinner in
Shut
March
up.
of next
This is
year.
a lie. This is a lie.
He
Just keep
said,
going.
"Sorry,
but,
man."
Yeah. Sorry, man. I'm busy that weekend. Like, what do you
Yeah.
got? What do you got?
It's,
What do you got?
it's my nephew's, half birthday celebration.
Has Nick T come by this stream?
No. He's busy. He's moving.
He said he was packing.
Oh, okay.
He said he was helping someone pack. He was not packing.
Wouldn't that? Is
I
still
thought
the
maybe
act is still
I
packing?
I'm not,
thought
so. Here's the thing: when I can attest because I've done this. When you're helping your significant other pack, if they're packing clothes, you're not helping them.
Well, he had to take a mirror off a dresser and stuff.
Yeah,
like-
that was done.
I thought he'd
now.
have it on in the background.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's going to be typing.
You always make fun of him saying that he never comes to your streams. Now you're shocked that he's not here?
He was in
He
on
was in the
Monday.
stream
He was
yesterday.
in on Monday.
Or Monday,
So
yeah.
there you go.
Shout out
That's
to Nick.
more than
you
you
know what?
normally got.
Shout out to Nick T.
Shout out to Nick T.
Okay. Pick Rick.
All right, thank you, Pick Rick. We
Thank
got
you, Pick Rick.
$5 from Shooting Star Sheriff.
Thank you, shooting
Thank
star.
you, Shooting
Thank you.
Star.
Keep your heads up, boys.
Yep.
Question for everyone.
Sorry.
If you could have one avatar card from all of the Rush Duel cards, which one would you pick?
One avatar card from all the rush. I'd have to see the
I would imagine he means like a profile, like profile
Oh.
avatar. Let me think.
Oh, like as one of the characters?
That's what I would imagine, like your avatar,
Probably
right, for like
like-
Master
Oh,
Duel or
Rush
something.
character.
I'm trying to think of from all of the Rush Duel cards, so not characters like the monsters.
So like a monster.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a harder one.
I got to be honest. Trans Samu Reinek, I think, is a really cool look.
Cool.
But also, I think the ritual of Trans Samu Reinek would be that
Reinek,
crazy
Yeah.
smiling
It is
face.
pretty cool.
I think that would be an awesome avatar, like profile pic to have. That's a really cool one. That'd probably be my pick.
What was Kwai Duel's ace that was like the other version of Transam Reinek?
yeah, the Prime cards. Was it just Prime Reinek?
It might have been Prime Reinek. Transamu Prime Armor Nova. Yeah, I picked that one. Thank you, Colin.
Honestly, the Transamu Reinek alternate artwork where he's gold, this one's pretty cool.
Just
too.
saying that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool cards.
Armor Nova.
Probably the what was it? What is Yuumu's fusion between the dragons? Or was it a fusion or was it
with Bluetooth and
Bluetooth
Red Boot.
Red Boot? Yeah,
It's a good one.
I can't remember the name.
don't either.
Will you
Been a
find it
while,
or will
yeah.
the chat tell you?
What about you, Cal?
That's a tough one. The
Pilot scale boost enhanced dragon. Colin said.
Pilot
Yeah,
Scale
Colin's
Enhanced Splash Dragon.
Colin is good. I was nowhere near that name.
I believe it is the fusion summon with Galactica Oblivion. I want to say between Galactica Oblivion and
Transamu Reinek.
no. Am I making this up?
No, there's plenty of, but there's a few. Eternal Galactica Oblivion.
Did he do one with
Eternal is the one he definitely did the most of.
Eternal is sweet.
I mean, that one does look cool with the eyes. You got the eyes glowing.
I think that's.
I don't know if there's another one that he used in the show.
No, I don't think so. That art just looks sweet.
Yeah, it's between Oblivion and Requiem.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I like Galactic Oblivion. I like the look.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's Darkness.
The Claw.
The Claw. Good reference.
Yeah, great question, Shooting Star. And thank you so much. And yeah, you know what? Got to keep your heads up. Because you know what? Even this series, like the Chronicles, yeah, we're negative on the first episode. Doesn't mean it can't get better.
Good.
Doesn't mean it can't get better.
True.
So
Hey, can't get worse.
I actually probably agree with that, to be honest.
And the next one's 2 minutes.
Yeah. You know what? I know.
And there's no whatchamacallit
voice acting.
Yeah.
Well, I keep saying, I said it on Monday. I'm like, man, this year can't get any worse. And then everybody in chat, well, what if Duel Links announces it's over? I'm like, okay, yeah, let me just shut up. Because clearly every time I think it can't get much worse than this, it's one more Nard kick.
Like, I wanted to turn around, obviously, for the community, for us, for you. But, like, God, if someone edited it for the 2025 version of just you, all the streams of you crashing out, be a pretty good video.
But you know what? I will say this, and this almost gets me emotional, man. If they do announce like another show at this year's Jump Festa, I probably will just be hysterical. I probably will.
I mean, yeah.
I'll be like inconsolable, like one of those like soccer players after his team loses.
Be like, bud, you have to still like get on camera.
And he's on the ground crying, and his teammates are coming over, and the guy's pushing him away, and you know, inconsolable.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah. But I'd be like, man, we got a show to do. Like, there's only 4 people here. Like,
well,
you
when
Seven's
got announced, Dylan disappeared for a couple hours. We'll be fine.
And then when Go Rush announced I had COVID, should I try to get COVID like right before? No, really, I don't know what to do. Is that the trick?
Honestly, I think shutting your mouth might be a good start.
Yeah, that's not the answer, man. We can't get to that level of depression and desperation. We just can't do it.
Come back.
Oh, sorry, I had to there. Everyone's just like, what the fuck?
Well, okay. I don't know what to do anymore.
It's okay. It's okay. The chat is booming like the Wi-Fi right now.
Well, if they announce a new show, me and Latrell, shirts are coming ooff, not on camera, and we're running around the neighborhood. Trell said he'd do it.
He doesn't know if he's going to be there, he said.
Well, that's crazy.
Well, then...
Okay.
So we got 2 $5 Australian donations from Electric Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you, man. Thank
Kevin
you, Kevin
said, did you guys grow up watching any other toy anime that wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon? Beyblade Metal was my favorite, and I watched others like Bakugan and Beatamon.
I think Nick T did, but I did
The
not.
only
I only watched
Digimon.
Pokemon.
What was that?
Digimon.
Digimon.
Yeah, Digimon was out. I watched Digimon. But there was no
didn't.
other toy one. Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. Those are the 3. There was nothing else. Like, you could argue
that we had access to.
No, Bakugan.
Bakugan came out.
What Dual Masters.
We're talking like early 2000s. These shows are early 2000s?
Bakugan was the 90s, man.
Actually, you know what was a show that was on?
I don't know if that's true.
Bionicles.
He's right at all.
Bionic.
Bionicles was a toy show
When
that
did it
I
come
would
out,
watch.
When it come out?
2007?
Bro, I was already...
Oh, 07, yeah.
I was 11. No,
Yeah.
I wasn't watching this stuff.
That was a little old.
11?
Yeah.
Check your math. You were 13, bro.
Nah,
He
same
was
shit.
14.
13.
No, 13. It's all right. You can check your math, too.
You were born in when?
Can we just next time? We're not doing this.
And the second donor from
What's the
Kevin.
one you said, Pete?
Bionicles.
Oh,
Bionicles, I remember, yes. Was it an anime, though? I don't think it was an
We
anime.
were still talking.
No, he's not entirely wrong.
Bionicle Mask of Light.
I don't know what
That was a
I don't know what
movie.
it was
That
called.
was the movie.
Lego Bionicle.
But I remember
Yeah,
like there
Lego
was like ones
Bionicle.
like back in the early 2000s.
I watched
cool.
a little of that,
I had the
but not
toys.
much. All right, go.
Yeah.
Very good.
Got you, Starboy. Cal, I respect you. I want you to
Thank
read
you,
that
Cal. I'm sorry we were still talking, but I do appreciate all the good work you're doing. I know Fwee Weep does as well. Thank you for the dono.
thank you. Kevin's second donation was, well, this all sucks. The Chronicles was a massive letdown.
Yeah, well, it was. I mean, the Chronicles, dude. I mean, again, the Chronicles first episode was a massive letdown, right? I'm trying to frame it back to Shooting Star Sheriff's donation, where he was like, hey, keep your head up. Like, the first episode was a letdown for a lot of us. Not for everyone, right? ZX liked it. There were a couple people
Yeah,
that
that's awesome.
liked it, and that's fine,
Love
and
it.
that's awesome. But yeah, we hope the next episode is a little longer. We hope it's not like you got a prerequisite watch the crap in Master Duel. Like, give us a good episode 2, and then it's probably going to be how does the branded stuff work.
Yeah,
that'll
to me that's the starting point.
I agree, and that's June. And like it really does like, blow chunks because we've got to wait now 4 weeks before we get another.
I just
episode.
hope that it comes out roughly the same weekend every month. Like at least have
I
that
agree.
consistency.
Yeah, don't be like April 20th and then May 15th and then like June 30th. Don't be weird like that.
Yeah.
Like come out on the 20th every month. That'll be nice and
That I'll be
chill.
okay with.
Yes, agreed.
I'd be okay with that.
Agreed.
We got a $20 donation from
Wow.
Goose.
Thank you, Goose.
Goose said the short series Shadow Dark Beginnings that aired October 2024 in promo for the Sonic X Shadow game was around 5 to 6 minutes and it was great, even leading into the game's story. Konami really trying to rival Ghost Stories here? If you know, you know.
I don't know the Ghost Stories reference there, unfortunately, Goose, but I appreciate the very, very generous super chat and the very informative donation. And I will say this, Goose. It's again, the length is sure you can be critical on the length. We have been critical on the length, but like as we've said many times, within that time span, you can tell a story.
True.
And they didn't, so I don't think they told a great one. Do any of you guys know what Ghost Stories is?
Off the top of my head.
Also, I'm
Is it
done
just-
over here. There's one, I think, for you.
Is it just like
Just
a generic? Oh no, it's actually a thing.
It
no,
is
not familiar.
a thing.
What year?
Early 90s.
It was 2000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it looks like it's a humor.
Yep. Missed out on that one.
I don't know. It's basically an anime Family Guy. That's what someone on Reddit said.
God.
I've never
you have
heard
these
of
on
it.
Reddit? Jeez.
2000, 2001. I've never heard of it.
All right.
Oh, is it one of those where it's like a horrible English dub? Maybe that's what it is. Just the dub is a complete
Space
joke.
Cowgirl said it failed in Japan. That got dubbed in English and was amazing.
Okay, so I imagine
Yep,
it's
terrible.
just
They were given free range to say whatever. All right.
that just sounds
All right.
ridiculous.
It's like us just sitting down. We've never watched the Japanese show, and we just make up whatever we want based on the scenes that's happening.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sounds like a lot more fun than what we got here with the Chronicles. Jesus Christ. I will actually check out some clips on that. I'm sure there's some highlight reels on YouTube. Goose, thank you so much for the generosity. And Angie, thank you so much for the generosity. Angie with a $75 donation. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you, Angie.
We get some hearts, some thumbs up in chat for Angie. Thank you so much. Sending you much love through this Chronicle pain. Love you all. See you guys soon. Thank you so much, Angie.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to seeing you very,
Yes.
very soon. And thank you so much for the insane generosity there. Very, very nice donation. You guys were incredible. Fui Weep, Angie, Natalie, all of you guys with very, very generous donations, and so many of you. So thank you so much. What can we say? This was probably the most negative talking Yu-Gi-Oh we've ever done.
We have one more thing.
What's that?
The poll.
The poll. Calibro, would you like to explain the poll?
So I will explain the poll and I will explain the results. So
Oh, you should end the
the
poll.
poll.
I'm gonna end the poll.
The poll was between me, Pete, and Dredge, with the results being Pete 40%, Cal 33%, and Dredger 26%, all separated by 7%.
I was gonna say you guys probably were each maybe like 6 or 7 votes ahead of one
it was
another.
7% each way.
Do we want to have them guess what it was for?
Does
before you say
anybody
it?
want to? Yeah. Does anybody want to try and guess what the poll is for before I say what it is?
Yeah, see if anybody.
See if anyone gets.
Because
I
there
don't
is.
think anyone will.
It does mean something,
does.
and it means something that will happen fairly quickly. I'd say
Yeah.
Something that will happen before the end of the month.
before the end of the month.
We'll see if anybody can guess it, but very close poll. It was. I don't know the exact vote amount.
There was 115 votes, so it's probably
Yeah.
about 8 or 9 votes.
so everybody got a
Someone
good chunk.
retiring.
Which one? Imagine.
It's a punishment.
Off the top of my head, I think it was like Dredger 28, Cal 35, Pete 42. If I had to guess vote
It
total.
was 26, 33, 42.
No, you're saying vote.
Oh, vote
Who's eating
total?
habanero
Yeah.
wings with Dylan?
20
I would enjoy that. I love habanero.
Because a quarter of 114 is about 28.
Yeah.
Tungsten hot sauce.
All right, so nobody got it, at least from all these guesses I can see.
Easy ones in there.
So it was for who's getting kicked off the show. So unfortunately, Pete, this is your last episode. No.
Hey man, it's
Honestly, I was hoping you were saying the lowest one. I was about to walk out and
True.
be so ecstatic. I was like, thank
People
God.
people don't. People
I want to thank
that
you
would-
all for letting me be here
No, they
the
all
last
voted
6
for Pete
years.
thinking it was going to be something good, but it's actually him getting
Well,
removed from the
people
show.
may have voted thinking it was a negative thing. Who knows what
Cool.
people were voting on?
So
No, there was positively.
the
Everyone
vote
saying
was
it.
for next week's show, the first Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show, right?
Yeah, the first.
We're gonna have two guests alongside Dylan. So this was to vote on who would be the two guests. The top two people in the poll would be on the first show with Dylan.
Yes. So the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show, obviously, it's going to act kind of similar to like a Cowherd show or a Rich Eisen show. As I've said many times, where I'm kind of the main guy, the only guy, and then after like 15 minutes or so, whoever will be with me is going to be brought in. So yeah, for the first episode, it will be
Me and Pete.
yes, Calibro and Pete, and then the second episode, which would be on May 9th, around that area, or May
No,
No,
14th,
14th.
will be Dredger and Nick T, and then we'll mix and match throughout. But
Yeah.
yes, that is what the poll was for. Very, very excited for next week. Obviously, at some point, Nick T might be a part of it. Dak might be a part of it as well. Even though they were not part of the poll, it was just the three of them. And then, we'll go from
Because
there.
we know Nick T said
Yeah, we know Nick T
he
can't
was going
do
to be
it, so,
unavailable.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So.
So I was going to leave that out to make it seem more dramatic, but that's fine.
That we just
No,
didn't
we gotta
want
be
Nick T on
transparent.
there. Like, Nick T will be involved, but we just didn't want him on the first one.
Listen, I appreciate all of you guys. I do apologize. I think this is, you can put it on record, probably the most negative Talking Yu-Gi-Oh we've had so far. Hopefully it will remain the most negative Talking Yu-Gi-Oh we've had so
Absolutely.
far. And not much more to say. I'm going to let these wonderful people promote their stuff. We're going to start with Cal. I want to thank Fwee Weep, Natalie, and Angie, and everybody who
Yes,
donated
thank
and
you,
super
thank
chatted,
you.
and everybody who came by to support this podcast, episode 1, The Chronicles. Cal, take it away.
All right, we're going to swing this one over to Dredge. Take it away.
Stream at twitch.tv/Dredgenator. Yep.
Yep.
Love it, dude.
Yeah, YouTube Clueless Gamers, a new episode of First and 10 over there. If you want to check that out, appreciate that. And tomorrow I'll be live on Dylan's Twitch channel, Super D Prod, doing
Let's
the first
go.
round of the NFL Draft.
Hell yeah.
We'll be live at 7:30.
Yeah.
Gonna bring as best as coverage as I could give you for that. So if you're interested in that, join me over there. And Jedi Survivor, if you're interested, will continue the following Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Huge thank you to Pete
Hopefully.
for streaming.
Huh?
That'll be
The
tomorrow
game's
night.
first.
God, man.
We got Master Duel versus Chat tomorrow as well. And then Dark Side of Dimensions movie watch along on Twitch, 7 p.m. We're going to watch the dub and the sub. So please follow me on Twitch, Super Deeprot, for a fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Watch along this Friday night. Huge thank you to the team, to Calibro, to Dredge,
Yes,
and to
thank you.
Pete. Huge shout out to Nick T as well, and to Dak. Always a huge shout out to him. You guys are all amazing. Thank you all so much for your incredible support. This has been Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! The Chronicles, Episode 1. A benign
Nope.
beginning?
Nope.
What's it?
A
I like that
brief
better.
intro.
Go
A
benign.
brief-
I kind of like that.
No,
though.
go a benign beginning.
Kind of a better
Benign
one.
beginning.
Love
I'll
it.
change it. I'll change the name. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an
An
amazing
amazing
day.
day.
The Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show debuts next Wednesday. Don't miss
Woo,
it.
woo.
Take care, everyone.
Good night,
Love
y'all.
y'all. Good
Bye.
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Good.